Hi, Sagittarius. How y'all doing? Y'all know I love you guys. So yeah, welcome to your November reading. We're getting close. We're getting close to your B-Day. We're getting close to Sagittarius season, which makes me excited. It's like I'm one of those people who in the wintertime, I come alive. Like in the fall, wintertime, I'm like, yes. Like what summer is to a lot of people, wintertime is to me. And I think that has a lot to do with being an Aquarius and a Sag rising and just really feeling connected to like colder seasons and wintertime. And that to me really that to me can really, spark some creative energy for me. So I'm excited that we're kind of getting into colder temperatures. It's going to start snowing here soon. And yeah, it's kind of, things get a little rougher. It's a little more exciting. To me, it's more of a time for action for me. I don't know. That's just kind of what it means to me. But let's get into your readings, Sagittarius. So let's see what's going on for you all for November 2017, Sagittarius. I just heard called upon, like as if maybe some of you strength, first card out. So I do feel that a lot of you, as Jupiter's kind of transiting into Scorpio and is going to be there, when anything kind of goes into Scorpio, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Like Scorpio energy, Pluto energy, 8th house energy in general is not the most comfortable. So with having your Jupiter, your ruler, your planet, your everything, right, moving into a sign that can kind of breed some discomfort, I feel like that there's been a bit of a mishap in the transition with some Sagittarians. And the strength card coming up to me really represents feeling as though, you're pulling out a lot of stops right now. There's a lot that you're trying to hold on to. That you're just having to really sort of ask for and really pull on your inner strength at the moment. So let's see what else is coming up for Sagittarius for November. Yeah, and I feel that Saturn's also, it's got its last, it's like the home, like it's like the home stretch of Saturn being in your sign. Yeah. 8 of Cups. Some of you are walking away from things, walking away from relationships, walking away from certain ideas, walking away from entire groups because there are new opportunities available. Who's this fire sign trying to talk to you? Sometimes the Page of Wands, I'm like, what you up to? What are you trying to do? Because I don't completely 100% trust it. I wish this, okay. I hope it just stays like that. Okay. And there it goes. I don't know what to do. I'm in gallery lighting and it's still fucking up my computer. Yep. Ace of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. Scorpio got Queen of Pentacles too in the same position. King of Pentacles. Okay. This place has activity, if you know what I mean. I'm at work right now. The Devil. 6 of Swords. The Hanged Man. So, yeah, you and Scorpio are getting like this 2 extra card kind of reading. What's going on? Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. Like I said before, I feel that a lot of you are really trying to hang on. Like there's this sense of really trying to hold on to all that you can right now. Pulling out all the stops just to make anything and everything work. Give me 1 second. My computer's about to die. And there are noises happening all over the place. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so we're back. So like I said before, I feel like a lot of you are really trying to hang on to something. Or you're trying to persevere through a really hard time and like the warrior in you is coming out. Because this King of Wands, being a fire sign, there's a warrior in him, So I do feel that a lot of you are really trying to sort of pull out all the stops. But then there comes this sort of realization, like let's look at the cards. So, I am not a slop. I am a sloppy card reader. I cannot be neat. So now we have this Eight of Cups here, this Eight of Cups energy, and I definitely feel that y'all are walking away. Y'all are moving away from something, recognizing that there isn't, the abundance, what you thought was going to fulfill you is no longer fulfilling you. And I feel like this struggle has to do with some kind of, with earth energy. Like we have the Queen of Pentacles here and the King of Pentacles here as well. So I'm feeling as though like this Strength card with this Queen of Pentacles can definitely represent you all really doing your best to kind of hold on to whatever this pentacle represents, right? That you're really trying to hang on to whatever this might symbolize for you, either a job or a partner or or like an expectation of how you thought something was going to go. And this earth energy can be very stubborn. This earth energy can be, and y'all are mutable, right? Like y'all are a mutable sign. So there is this ability to kind of adapt and move through things and to kind of be a bit more open-minded. But at the same time, Sagittarius, like you also have values and beliefs and morals that you really cling to and hang on very tightly to because you believe those values and morals to be, right, correct, or to be, you know, of higher knowledge, to be of higher learning that, you know, is necessary for all of us to kind of, you know, hear from you, or to, like, you feel that what you know is worth sort of being expressed on a larger scale. And it is, right? But sometimes we can get caught up in how we feel that things need to be. And this earth energy can be very stubborn. This earth energy can be very immovable and not very flexible in how it's willing to see an outcome. And I feel that this represents a lot of you zeroing in on an outcome, zeroing in on how something needs to look and be, and having a lot and putting way too much value on that, right? Like putting value where it's not needed. And that there kind of needs to be this awakening, right? And I do feel that this kind of is involving an earth sign. That this is you also kind of transforming yourself to sort of meet the needs of whoever this king is, right? Like you're kind of forcing yourself. Like the Strength card, this woman is forcing this lion. She's forcibly taming this lion. And sometimes you got to tame that lion, and you got to tame it with force. You got to let it know. You got to let him know, right? Like, I need you to sit down and be quiet, right? But then there are times where it's like, maybe there's a part of you that you're trying to tame and make look a certain way in order to sort of kind of appease like the likes of somebody else. And I really feel that this King of Pentacles represents a person or a situation, a work situation, a career choice that you're really trying your hardest to fit yourself to be this mold of this queen. And it's not really working out for you because you're a Sagittarius. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want to do. And nobody questions that whatsoever. Like, I love Virgos, but y'all aren't Virgos, right? Like, y'all need to have the freedom to 100% be yourself, right? Whereas a Virgo can kind of be themselves, but also recognize, I got to play the game too. I got to play the game. I got to do what I got to do, and I can do it, right? Like, y'all can't do that. Like, there's a part of the Sagittarius energy, and I'm speaking as being a Sag rising and really understanding this, that there's a part of us that really is just like, when we feel constrained in any way, shape, or form, when we feel that we can't express our creativity, we become very irritable, and we feel very boxed in. But at the same time, there is this desire for us to want to be taken seriously. Like, we want to just take us seriously. Like, I'm deep as fuck. Like, there's depth. There's so much depth. Like, I don't get fulfillment. I don't get fulfillment and satisfaction in the same way that all of you get fulfillment and satisfaction. I had to go to other realms and seek other ways and go to other mental planes to get what I want. Like, the physical plane isn't where it's at for me. But here I am trying to mold myself into something to kind of, it's like, to appease this King of Pentacles who isn't even looking at you anyway. And it doesn't, like, you feels like hell. It doesn't feel good, right? Maybe this person's a Capricorn. The devil's the Capricorn card, right? Saturn, right? Saturn's in your first house right now. And there could be a lot coming up when it comes to relationships and how you assert yourself in relationships. And are you continuously sort of taming parts of yourself, right? Like when Saturn came into your sign, it wasn't about you cutting parts of yourself off. It was about you learning how to respect and really hone in qualities of yourself without going overboard, and being able to recognize where you needed to learn some lessons about who you are. But it wasn't about you completely trying to change who you are, or, you know, trying to now be this queen. This is not you, but this is coming up as you. So it kind of concerns me. Like, you're a Sagittarius. You are not an earth sign. You are not, like, you may have a lot of earth in your chart, right? But it's like, again, like this desire to kind of, and as Jupiter changes, right? So you may feel an internal need to like change, to kind of transform and develop, right? Or to move into, to move into a different form, especially because you're a mutable sign, right? So that energy can be very heavy for you. So where you feel this need to kind of change and shape shift into something that might be more acceptable in the eyes of your in the eyes of your lover or partner, or in the eyes of society and your job and your workplace, but you really feel like you're in bondage to this person. And if this person's a Capricorn, I really feel like you're giving them way more credit than they deserve. And here's a hint: Capricorn doesn't really give a shit. Like they do and they don't, right? Like Capricorn cares, right? Capricorn, yes, you may feel kind of judged by what you may be feeling, right? The judgment, right? That might be coming off of this Capricorn or this earth sign, this earth energy that is very much about being able to organize things in the real world, in the physical world. Whereas you're about like, that's like, yes, that's important to me, but it's not the end all and be all of my existence. So what's your problem? Like, what's your deal? But I do feel that whatever earth energy, Capricorn energy, this is, it's like, I feel that you're giving it a lot more power than it needs. And not to say that this person's a bad person, but I'm definitely feeling that you all are really kind of, if you're in relationship to an earth sign, that there might be things that you're doing. And again, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to you, but there are things that you're doing that are really sort of like, you're stepping out, you're trying to literally change your energy to fit with this person. And the more you try to change your energy, the more in bondage you feel to that person, right? The more that there's this desire to kind of escape and move away from. But it's all in your mind. Like, it's, again, like these swords are coming up because it's a reminder that, like, it's all in your mind that you're not good enough, that you have to somehow tame the parts of yourself that might be messy or sloppy. Sagittarians, people who are, heavily ruled by Jupiter, have a lot of Jupiter in their chart, 9th house activity, like, we're not the most graceful, we're kind of clumsy, we get a little bit sloppy, but we still, like, kill it. Like, we also have the ability to freestyle and to kind of wing things, and things work out for us. Like, that's also part of our gift, right? Sagittarius, Sag rising, Jupiter in the first house, like all that energy. Like, we may not be the most graceful of human beings, right? Like, we may not be the most elegant and most refined, right? Like a Venus in the first house might be, or a Libra rising, or a Libra sun. But nonetheless, like, there is a part of us where we just know things intuitively. We're able to pick up on things. We're able to kind of, where there's an added value to that kind of ability to go through things and kind of wing things, right? Is that there's this faith that we have. There's this faith that we have in our abilities, right? So we're like, I don't really need to refine this because it's going to be accepted and it's going to be okay anyway because I have Jupiter. Jupiter's got my back. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling that a lot of you, there's also like, I see a fire sign coming in with a message potentially about, work, new work opportunities. but like you're kind of not, like you're not really kind of being responsive. And we'll get clarification for the Hanged Man and the Judgment card, because these to me usually mean that there are bigger themes going on. I mean, with any major arcana. But this Page of Wands is coming to you and has a new opportunity for work, for you. And it kind of feels like your way out, or it kind of feels like, you know, whatever this Page of Wands has to offer, maybe it's a new lover coming in. I'm not really feeling that. Let's clarify. Can you tell me about this Page of Wands? Can I get clarification on who this Page of Wands is? Okay, so it is something that it's about work. It is something about work, definitely. It's a message that has to do with being able to earn more money, maybe being able to do the very thing that you want to do. And I feel like this is kind of like another separate message, right, for other Sagittarians who are watching, where this may not really apply to you. But I definitely feel that a fire sign's coming in with messages about work, opportunities about work. But it's work that you're going to be very kind of zeroed in on. It's work that you're going to be very, very focused on. You're going to be working hard. So let's get clarification for the Hanged Man. Can I get clarification for the Hanged Man, please? Why is the Hanged Man here? 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, so I feel that a lot of you, for those of you where you're coming to this reading with a desire to have a more career-oriented, like, what's going to happen in my career? What do I need to do? Whatever message, whatever sort of offering this Page of Wands has to sort of bring you, you have the ability, like this Hanged Man for me is kind of representing having the foresight, having the ability to see into the future, having the ability to recognize that right now there's not much that I can do, but I can dream. There's not much that I can... There's all kinds of noises happening. And this wasn't happening in the Scorpio video. This is an active place. Anyway... I can't move. Maybe I feel kind of like, sorry, I just got a text message. There's a lot of activity happening in general. Maybe I feel like I can't move around. I can't do the things that I want to do. I got my hands tied behind my back. Like I'm in a position where, like, you know, my options are very limited in terms of what I can and cannot do, but I can dream. Just because I can't, you know, move around or flip upside down and walk around and move my hands from up behind my back doesn't mean that I can't dream and still have the foresight to see things differently and have the ability to really dream about what it is that I want to do. Like, I feel like y'all are still dreaming. Y'all are still like, I have goals, and those goals really are like, I see financial abundance. Like some of y'all are really beginning to line yourselves up to really succeed financially, right? And a lot of it is going to be sparked by a creative idea, your own creative idea, or an offering from a fire sign. Like a fire sign is going to come to you and be like, all right, you want that job? I'm going to give it to you. Here it is. You're going to work really fucking hard, but it's going to open new pathways for you. And you know, Eight of Pentacles to me is a card that represents, like, you're working hard. You haven't quite seen the fruits of your labor, but you're almost there. You are almost there. And a lot of you are like, okay, like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see it. I'm seeing things from a different perspective. Instead of being in this position and kind of feeling sorry for myself, I'm going to give myself the ability to really learn, like, I don't want to be broke, right? And I'm kind of going through that right now too. It's like, I don't want to have certain struggles in my life. And that's going to require that I'm going to have to hunker down and do some things, right? Saturn's still in your sign. Saturn isn't about shortcuts. Saturn doesn't want you taking shortcuts. Don't worry, Jupiter will be in your sign soon enough, right? Like in the next year, 2 years, a year. But you can't take shortcuts in the meantime. When Jupiter gets to you, then maybe you can have some opportunities where you can be like, all right, I can relax a little bit. But in the meantime, you're going to have to work really hard. That's just what it is. Because Saturn is not about no shortcuts. Saturn is not about no shortcuts. I know this. I have Saturn is in my first house. Like, I am not allowed to take shortcuts, right? But it's good because it's taught me how to work really hard for what I want and for what I have, and to never just expect anything. And that when opportunities do come to me, I need to take them as fast as I can. So let's also get clarification for this Judgment card. His Judgment to me definitely, can also represent being incredibly hypercritical, like a moment in time where you are sort of having to face, a lot of, maybe what you've done since Saturn's been in your sign, maybe what you haven't done. But let's get clarification as to what the Judgment card means. Why is the Judgment card here for Sagittarius? Yeah. 7 of Pentacles. So I feel like some of y'all are really, like, you're awaiting. Like, you're kind of waiting for, like this work that you're doing isn't just about your finances or your like material possessions, but it also is like my worth is tied up into these pentacles. Like, I gotta come back, right? Like, Judgment for me also represents kind of redemption, right? Like, what's that? The comeback kid. The comeback kid. I love that archetype. I'm a comeback kid all day. I'm a comeback kid. All day. Like, Sagittarians, comeback kids. Like, there's something that you're trying to come back from. There's something from your past. There's something that you are now having to face, and you're recognizing, like, I need to, like, you're seeking redemption from this, right? And it's like the work that you're doing here, like whatever is going on here, this 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, this 10 of Pentacles, like, it's not just about the finances or the possessions. It's all wrapped into your self-worth, right? We have that full moon in Taurus coming through. Taurus, all about self-worth, all about how I value myself and my possessions, all about how I utilize my skills to make my own money. And you're going to have to utilize your own skills to make your own money. And it's going to reflect back to you your worth, right? Because I feel like this Judgment card, like, you're coming back, right? Like, there's kind of like this comeback. You just went through a period of really, I mean, Saturn's been in your sign once again. So I feel like now there's kind of like going to be some relief coming through, right? As we go into December and Saturn moves back home and goes home to Capricorn and is going to love it there. Like, stop fucking with us, go to Capricorn and, like, just be happy. So I just feel like y'all are kind of coming out of a rough time, especially mentally. And there's a lot that you feel like you kind of have to prove yourself of now. Like, you have to redeem yourself. You got to come back. You got to come back from whatever this hardship was that you just left behind. You got to come back from it. Right? And you're really contemplating, like, what's going to happen? Like, what are these pentacles? What are all these pentacles going to breed? Like, what are they going to end up sort of flourishing into? What are they going to become? What are they going to yield for me? Is it going to get me my name back? Is it going to, am I going to come back from this? I get it. I understand it. That's a big theme in my life, like, I'm the comeback kid, like I said before. I totally get it. But Sagittarius, y'all have the capacity to really come back. Y'all really do. You just want to feel like yourself again. And I feel that because whatever this represents, computer froze. Whatever hardship was that this was, I feel like you got into that position because of something or a way about yourself that you're not really too proud of. And so again, now when we're looking back at this relationship where I feel like you're kind of, forcing yourself, trying to tame yourself to be this Queen of Pentacles energy, that a lot of that is stemming from, like, this pain, this shame that you're carrying, this aspect of yourself that you're ashamed of, that you're carrying with you. and you know that you've got to do something, you've got to work. If you want to like turn your name over, or if you want to like come back from it, you got to work really hard. So let's get an outcome card for Sagittarius for November. Outcome for Sagittarius. And Scorpio season will bring up that shit. Scorpio season will bring up the depths of our shame, right? I've been seeing it happening like even since Libra season. There's like hella noise happening in the, let me just pull your outcome card. Can I get an outcome card for Sagittarius? Page of Cups. Page of Cups. So in the midst of all of this, there could potentially be a new person, a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. I'm like, what's that other water sign? Pisces. My brother's going to not be so happy if you were to watch this. But yeah, I do feel that in the midst of all of this, there's a new opportunity to kind of have some new romance, have some new love. So Scorpios in your life might bring some fun for you right now, because Scorpio got this card as represent. I feel like this was kind of this, if you watch a Scorpio reading, if you were cross-watching, that, you know, while this for Scorpio could represent a new lover, but I felt like Scorpio was also really kind of embracing this Page of Cups energy, this new sort of innocence, this really kind of lighthearted, more innocent energy. But I definitely feel that like Scorpios that might be present in your life could be a source of joy at the moment. Could be like a lighthearted presence in your life. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, I definitely feel that in the midst of all of this that's going on, the very heavy shit, y'all y'all stay attractive. Y'all stay like beautiful as fuck. Like, so I do still feel that you're attracting people. Right? And these pages are here to like bring you messages, to bring you help, to bring you guidance, and to bring you guidance from a source that hasn't been jaded, that hasn't been, what's the word? That hasn't been kind of turned off by the harshness of life, right? This person still believes in you. These pages still think you're the shit, right? Regardless of how rough you might be on yourself right now with this Judgment card and all these Pentacle cards here where you're trying to be serious as fuck and like, I gotta, you know, there's people that still believe in your magic and believe in your power. So that's your reading, Sagittarius, for November 2017, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want a personal reading with me, you can email me below. For those of you who have ordered readings, sorry if it's been behind. I'm in the process of moving, you know, getting some stuff solidified, moving into a new job. So there's a lot going on. But if you want a reading, contact me below. There's links that I've posted below. And I will see you all in December for your birthdays. All right.